Evening all, welcome back to Space Engineers. Right, what we're going to do today is we're going to cut out great big swathes of the ship because there is a new patch and you now have capital sized grinders and welders, which is an interesting concept. I know the grinders have been in for a while, but I've not really looked at them. But I think it's time we do. And I think all we're going to do is we are going to make the beginnings of a recycling system for the ship. Now, I've created, as I said before, a new map with no asteroids in it. So this particular map, I'm not going to be able to mine anything. So for precious materials, what I've decided is I'm going to build a grinding mechanism, as you see here, and it's just going to be as simple as that. Now, we may build a bigger one on the station that we build eventually, but for now, this will do. And all we're going to do is we're going to make this a system that you would then salvage parts of the larger ships with a small little shuttle, and then you would drag them to the top of this, and then you would build a mass block onto them, or you just push it with the little ship, and you then just grind them into parts. And then the parts will then feed into the assembler, so it's quite cleverly done. And effectively, this is how it will work. It's going to be a very simple, but quite effective grinding system. So that's the theory. That's the plan. And I think really I'm not looking to go too crazy with this until I've tried it. I think sometimes when we go and build these things, we generally end up just making them too big or too complex. And I think for now, for smaller stuff, that's fine. Even if we have to kind of use missiles and the Gatling guns to cut up the ships, remember we can do that. That's fine. We just need to grab the main, the big bits and then drop them in this device. Now, we're going to use the mass blocks generally because it's nice just to have the ability just to build a mass block on a ship and then let it get ground into the parts system again. So effectively, we're going to make it, almost like a ship crusher here, if that makes sense in any way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wire it into the conveyor system of the ship as well. So, I guess it's not the so subtle looking thing at the moment, but don't worry, we will make it look nice. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that all of these grinders are basically linked via a... Now, again, I guess I just need to familiarize myself a little bit here, but I'm going to connect them to an output. I guess, what do they call them? Dispenser? That's what I want to say, dispenser. And then we're going to use that dispenser to feed into a hopper. So we are going to see the grinding material come out. You don't need to do that, but I kind of want to, just because I want to see that things are actually being ground out. But then all we have to do is we just have to connect them like that. I think we do anyway. I always get that bit wrong. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they laterally connect, so I could be wrong. But then what we need to do is then all of those conveyors will then link to a dispenser, a connector, I guess you call that, and then that will then drop the parts onto a hopper that then will take them into the assembler. So again, the final layout of this will change. This is just literally getting it moving, getting it working, but this is got to be one of the nicer parts of this game. This is certainly one of the most enjoyable and clever bits of the game, is that you do actually get the ability to work out this kind of stuff. I'm really quite excited about this. Now, there's certain things you could do. Now, we did toy upon maybe having the whole grinding mechanism as a module that actually you would anchor somewhere, and then it would just be a self-contained little unit that would maybe be strapped to the bottom of the ship. It may go that way at some point, but right now we're not going to worry too much about that. As you can see, there's loads more conveyor blocks and tubes and things. That's obviously awesome. But again, I'm just kind of working out how we're going to do this. I think we probably need to just drop the connector down one block. So there we go. So that, again, it's not elegant, but it'll do. And what that will then give us is the ability to just channel stuff from one to the other. And I think for now we'll just connect them, block to block, but eventually we could have it so that it actually flows through, and you see then the materials grinding out the back of the of the connector into the hopper. That's probably what we'll do as our end game. But there we go. That's it. That's done. So that's now connected. So anything we grind will appear in the assembler. Simple as that. And I know it's just such a simple I don't know. I'm just so impressed with the mechanics of this game. It's just, they have made so much of it so easy. And I mean, it puts Minecraft to shame when you look at the way they've done their connectors and hoppers and that. This is just so much more simple in its operation. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Next time we'll do a live fire grind exercise.